I met a gypsy.
JB, you got to meet JB. He's Sammy's like warehouse manager, but he's got the best saying of all time, and it says you can have everything you want in life, you just can't have it all at once.
There's that one.
Yeah, and I think he is so bang on with that, you know, because I think that's probably like the balance that you had. Like you kind of, it was just all in on the, you know, the racing side of things, and then all out. Yeah.
And then now it's all out. I finally have a bit of time to actually enjoy other aspects of life, and I haven't got the energy to do it.
Yeah, but you're getting better though, right? Like it is slowly getting better.
I feel like at times I'm really quite good. You know, nowhere near ready to start training again, or you know, doing some light stuff, which is way better than what it was like 2 years ago. I was still on the couch.
Yeah. When we first met, you weren't good.
No, I really wasn't good. And so I'm out. I'm able to be here talking to you. Normally, after a round of golf, I'd be asleep right now.
Yeah.
3-4 hours from midday until, you know, even 5 o'clock, I'd be out, just wrecked. And that's from playing golf, being driven to every ball. You know, it's just the swinging of the golf club, and being outside would take that much out of me. Now I'm able to, you know, be here and do this and talk, and I'm not getting as drained as I used to. But as soon as I do something physical, it's 2-3 weeks to recover. It just hurts me, and that's where I'm struggling. I'm still choosing what I want to do to hurt myself, basically, because I want to have some fun.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, right, I'm going to go and do this. And you know, normally it's playing golf 2 days in a row. Is me like going out on a limb here.
Yeah.
Whoa. But then, you know, I know it's going to hurt me for the next couple of weeks, but I just go, hey, it's worth it. You know, I go and spend the afternoon in the pool with the kids, and I'll put a heap of effort in, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
It just takes so much to get sort of back to where I was. So I was trying to do nothing but stay at that level where I didn't have to recover, but then I realized I wasn't getting any better. The body starts to break down because I'm not using my core, I'm not using any muscles. I started to constantly have issues, so I was like, no, I need to start pushing myself, not pushing myself, but doing a little bit so that the body starts to actually try and heal, rather than it just sit there and basically turn into a waste.
Do you reckon that if you had, because you started having these massive problems with your body like at the end of your career, would you have kept going if your body was more in it, or were all the other factors too much to where even if your body was 100%, you were going to be pretty over it anyway?
I probably didn't realize I had so many issues until after I retired. I don't think it was any part of my retirement. It was not my body. I'd just make myself do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to, I'd just go through it. So it didn't start until several years after I retired, and it was actually after I decided to stop my testing role with Ducati.
Yeah.
That's when the body just shut down. Like it was, I went and got shoulder reconstruction because I wanted to be better on the bike and do a better job for my testing role, all the rest of it. And I just never recovered from that. You know, it's just the body was just too low. It just finally got to the point where it snapped, and you know, I haven't recovered from it since. So I'm grateful that I can get out and do things like today. But yeah, it wasn't from racing that put me into this position. Yeah. It might have been, you know, if I add everything up, CFS seems to happen a lot to athletes. But yeah, I can't put my finger on it. But yeah, I certainly was still well enough. You know, I was as fit and as healthy as I think I'd ever been.
You used to train hard too, like, because that's Matty would mountain bike with you guys a bunch, and he said you're a fucking animal on that thing. So like, there's not a, like you were a guy that went pretty hard.
Well, when I trained with a purpose. So I could never train. I could never drag myself out of bed to be a motorcycle rider. So I didn't train to be a motorcycle rider. So when I was cycling, I trained to be a cyclist. When I was running, I trained to be a runner. Unfortunately, I had too many injuries with my shins and things with running for a while there. But cycling, I was, you know, A-grade level Australia because I had very good trainer. We knew where my level needed to be, so I pushed myself to there. So I still did gym work and everything to get ready for bikes because cyclists have no upper body, etc. Yeah. Or not many of them. because they got to stay nice and lightweight for the hills and all that sort of stuff. But generally, I did a bit more work in the gym than say a cyclist would, because I needed to be ready for MotoGP. Did a lot of core work. But then cycling wise, we were sort of doing 600-700 Ks a week, consistently in the short period that I had to recover, then get back up to cycling form a bit more, because during the year we would just sort of try and hold our level. And then in the off season is when I'd build my level and then start the season strong. I used to love my cycling, and it's something I miss. I miss riding bikes. I miss
Just
cycling,
in general,
and I miss being fit. I miss training. I hate feeling crap all the time. So the body just constantly feels like it's about to let go. So I miss feeling like I've actually got some muscle there to hold it together.
Have you looked into like human growth hormone and like testosterone and all that sort of shit, as well as like a way to try and like get the system back going? I mean, I assume you've got fucking awesome doctors and have been through it, but I just feel like maybe like testosterone and shit could help for that kind of stuff.
I'd love to say any of it helps, but unfortunately, no.
You've just tried everything.
No, it's not that I've tried everything, but just nothing works. It's stuff that everyone's been through with this illness, unfortunately, and no one's been able to go, yes, this is how you fix it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be easy, and the world wouldn't have a problem with it. But we're in Australia's, MECFS is in contact with Europe and America and everything, and they're all sharing information and trying to work together. And I've found things that helped me that I thought, this is sort of on a way forward, with certain fruits and minerals and this sort of stuff. But then it only goes to a certain point and then plateaus again. The body just goes, no, it's not working anymore. Yeah. So it's like I've become immune to a lot of things as well. So what starts to work just stops working. Yeah. But yeah, we haven't gone on to any, extremes or anything like that. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just sort of everything we think is going to work, or maybe I start to feel better, it just sort of plateaus real quick, and it's like, no, back to reality. We just got to accept this is what we are. Eat as healthy as we can. Sometimes I'm not, but generally we eat really healthy, and it sort of helps me get through it mentally, not getting excited. Because one thing that probably the hardest thing I went through in the first couple of years, first year and a half, I learn't very quickly what worked, what didn't, all the rest of it. But I got sick of the ups and downs. Yeah. So you'd start getting excited, thinking, you're over it. Yep, found something. You get pumped. You get really, really, really happy. You think it's, you're onto something here, and then it would literally just crash so hard, and I'd be 3 months in bed again, and just going like, why? What the hell have I done? I haven't done anything to push the body. I was being really cautious, and then I would just sink again. So it was the same thing. Again, you have those good moments. Yep, we might be onto something here. You start to get a little your hopes up and everything, and then you just crash again. So it's just, I had to learn to just like, even when things start going good, don't get your hopes up. Yeah. And that was the best thing for me mentally, was to not get my hopes up as much and just ride the wave of whatever's thrown at me. Yeah. Not get too frustrated with it. Although it does get frustrating with golf when I get tired. I start getting tired through a round. I mean, golf makes me tired. I'm sorry to all the golfers out there, but golf is not hard physically.
My back's pretty sore.
when I was fit, I could freaking play from dusk till dawn. I throw dawn till dusk and barely break a sweat sort of thing. And now it's like, it's a slog for me out there to do 18 holes. So puts a bit of perspective for me on where my levels are.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.